ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Who would ever thought Brian Daboll would get fired after running his rookie quarterback into the ground?
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is your boy Theo Dorsey. We are back at it again on a Monday, November 10th. It is a Motion Monday here on ESPN 106.3. And a lot of motion happening out in East Rutherford, New Jersey, where the Giants play out of the Meadowlands. As we learned today, just moments ago, a little over an hour ago, that the New York Giants have fired head coach Brian Daboll after a 2-8 start after another blown 10-point lead. The Giants have interim coach Mike Kafka, former offensive coordinator and assistant head coach, stepping into his stead. And they have their rookie starting quarterback, Jackson Dart, in concussion protocol once again. C-Cat is back from Turkey on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos, and he comes back after a historic, an unprecedented trek, a journey, an odyssey, if you will, to make it here just in time for the show. Congrats, C-Cat.
Showing our YouTube audience my hands because I did not clap for myself. This is Theo's initiating the applause from the crowd.
I had to this time. You have been known to initiate applause by punching the applause button for yourself multiple times, which some would say that is a little aggressive.
Yeah,
overstepping.
We've got radio stations that have ESPN in their title across the country that put laugh tracks behind their jokes. Not satirical laugh tracks.
Like seriously.
No, it sounds like you've got a room of people that are cheersing and laughing at the jokes together.
Wow.
But no, I'm happy to be here. I tell you that much.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that right now.
Glad to have you back. You look a little different, man. Anything new with the hair? I know you're back from Turkey. I know how that.
No,
okay,
it's
just
still
making sure.
chopped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
Yeah. I
got
didn't
the hat on. I thought you were trying to be cute.
No, I got my surgery elsewhere.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
Congratulations.
No, probably. I don't know if it's worthy of a congratulations.
I guess,
but
yeah.
Just hey, proud of you.
Proud of you, man. Proud of you, man. Long time coming.
No, I saw a bunch of women get nose jobs there, and their
they do it out
faces
in
get
front?
just absolutely beaten to shreds. Yeah.
Oh, you just saw the
Nose.
post-op. I thought you were watching them as they got it done. You saw post-op.
I didn't be a spectator for the actual surgery, but I saw post-op.
Okay.
And, it's kind of a good deal because if you're going to be enjoying your life post-op, you might as well do it outside of the country that you live in.
Yeah.
So you're not really that embarrassed, but these ladies, man, they had black faces, not in that way, black eyes.
Okay. Yeah, not like what you did for Halloween this year, but different than that.
Exactly. No, their whole faces was swollen as if it was bruised, but no, it was just a nose surgery.
Did you ask them or you found out you assumed?
No, what I did was while in our taxi cab driving through the streets, I would roll it down my window and then took a picture and made sure I saw.
Okay.
I said, I'm going to send this back home so everyone knows.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll pop those up on the YouTube stream at ESPN South Florida, the YouTube at the mention. You jump in there on YouTube, you find it. You can find our live stream here on Theoretically Speaking. You can see C-Cat's bright and beautiful face redone in Turkey now that he is post-op from getting things together. And then also you can see me, Theo Dorsey here. I know today we have a special announcement. We'll be announcing for the first time the Lou Groza Award finalists for the High School Football Awards, which will be revealed. The winners will be revealed December 8th. I'll be emceeing that night. It'll be a lovely occasion, but we will break the finalists for that award, so make sure you stick around here on Theoretically Speaking for when we do that. We have Mike Tannenbaum, former GM of the New York Jets, former VP of football operations for the Miami Dolphins. He's pulling up in a little bit as well to join us. And I heard Evan Cohen's in town. C-Cat, do you think we get an Evan Cohen drop? Oh, wow. Is that more? Okay, there we go. Evan Cohen not pulling up today. Maybe we'll get him on Wednesday.
Yeah, I'm gonna send him a text like, "Hey, buddy, what's up? You got anything going on? I don't know, between the hours of 2 and 4. Want to join us in studio?
Pull up on me, dog.
I'd love to bust chops. Kick the rock around the yard."
Do people say that? Kick
No.
the rock? Okay.
No, I forgot how to talk.
Okay, I was about to. Man, you were in Turkey for a while, so you lost a little bit of your the witty tongue from the American culture that you generally have. So the news of the day, and I wanted to talk Dolphins today. So Dolphins fans, you must wait because while you still have your head coach and are likely proud of it, the New York Giants no longer do. This from Adam Schefter of ESPN. New York Giants coach Brian Daboll is out after the team blew another double-digit lead on Sunday in Chicago. Of course, the Bears come away with the win, and everything turned on its head when Jackson Dart, after a long run, got slammed on his head. He fumbled the ball, and from there, the Bears never looked back, and the Giants never looked like themselves again. Russell Wilson came in. He was just inadequate at moving the offensive along, which is something that we saw early in the season, which is why Brian Daboll went to Jackson Dart early in the season. And to be fair to Brian Daboll and to Dart and to the whole Giants regime, which I believe should have been fired in the offseason instead of giving them another chance here as they were acting out of desperation, I do think in a perfect world, Jackson Dart, under the tutelage of Brian Daboll, could have been something. It could have been great. There was some potential there if he was able to properly develop him without a fire under his ass.
Okay, this marriage could have worked, you're saying.
Yes. Yeah, it was like not, you know how they say timing is everything in life, and that's how it works with literally my wife and I. Timing was everything for us. Timing aligned for us to be able to get together. In a different universe, though we are the perfect match, if the timing isn't perfect, sometimes those things can't align. I don't know if Daboll and Jackson Dart were a perfect match. At the very least, I saw some things in there that was promising. I saw some things that could work. The problem was the circumstances and the timing. Daboll came into this year following a season where his owner, Jim Mara, had to put out a written statement, and he also said something at like a shareholders meeting as well, telling people, I am not going to fire Joe Shane. I am not going to fire Brian Daboll. When that happens, you are immediately the shortest odds of quickest coach to get fired.
It's like no one asked. Dude, keep it to yourself.
Billy Napier, example number 2. This is what happens whenever the statement has to come out, anything short of like winning the Super Bowl, and likely your ass is grass. And that's where Daboll finds himself today after going 20-40-1 with the Giants over the past few years. He did have a playoff win. He had a Coach of the Year win as well. I think that Daboll can coach in this league. I just think that the timing was off. You always, in an NFL organization, there has to be what they like to call alignment from the top down, from the owner to the general manager. And we're going to talk to Mike T about this because he knows specifically how these things work. Owner, general manager, head coach, quarterback, locker room. There has to be alignment on where everybody is going. There has to be alignment on vision. There has to be cohesion. Most importantly, everybody has to be acting in the same interests. While Jackson Dart was a wrecking ball of a quarterback and a whirlwind of a player who, in his draft profile, even when John Gruden sat down with Dart and did his little QB camp, what does he call it?
Gruden Grinders?
Gruden Grind. It has a different word. Whatever it is, even when Gruden sat down with him, and that dude is an absolute maniac, he was telling Dart before he entered the league, dude, love the moxie, love the pizzazz. You got to calm the hell down, though. You got to learn how to slide. You got to learn how to protect yourself. You are not Cam Newton. You are not Josh Allen. You're 6'2", 210 soaking wet. You got to learn how to get down.
They couldn't break the horse.
And the issue is you could break the horse if you were his head coach acting in his interest as well as the long-term interest of the team. But Brian Daboll was clearly this year a man acting in his own self-interest, trying to extend his job security as much as he could, and he failed at it. They went 2-8. Jackson Dart, who mind you, did not start the season as the starter. What week was that he came in? Week 4?
Yeah.
I think it was week 4. Week 4 or 5.
Yeah.
That was his first start. His first official start was week 5. I'm looking at rushing attempts in the NFL right now. I'm sorting by the most in the league right now, Jonathan Taylor. Surprise, surprise, 189 rushing attempts. He already has 1,100 yards. Holy crap.
See, another 3-touchdown-a-game streak?
MVP?
It's not happening.
I'm just saying, C-Cat, more likely MVP now. We had this debate last Friday. Josh Allen or Jonathan Taylor.
Wait, we had that conversation?
Or was that not you? Was somebody in for you that day?
I don't know.
We did Who Missed the Cut with Todd Fleming?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you remember that.
Okay.
You were fighting for Josh Allen. I was telling you Jonathan Taylor has a better chance. Who do you feel like
It's more so an anti-running back winning the MVP. That's all.
But let's scroll down because as I look at the rushing attempts, there is a few quarterbacks in the top 50 in the NFL right now. I see Josh Allen. I see Justin Fields. I see Drake May. I see Jaden Daniels. Of course, I see Jalen Hurts, who plays tonight on Monday Night Football. But I also see Jackson Dart, who has substantially less snaps than all of these guys, but was on pace to have the most rushing attempts of any quarterback in the NFL. Jackson Dart is only one rushing attempt behind Jalen Hurts. In no world should that be the case, especially when he has not one, not two, not three, but 4 concussions already.
Hey, evaluations for concussions, not diagnosed concussions.
I'm sorry. He's been evaluated for a concussion 4 times already. And one of those 4 times, Brian Daboll ran into the tent, stabbed the doctor, and grabbed Jackson Dart out of there like a hostage.
Hey, what's the holdup?
And Cam Scatterboot, by the way.
Yeah.
So this is a joke. This is an absolute joke. We talked about this. I went back and looked at the show. It was October 9th. It was the day after Thursday Night Football, Giants v. Eagles, when the Giants surprisingly beat the hell out of the Eagles, 34-17, I believe.
Yeah.
And Dart looked amazing as a rusher. And he was spearheading dudes with his helmet. He was all over the place. It was fun. It was exciting. But I told you that day, I said they're burning the candle at both ends. Between Dart and Scatterboo and the way that Daboll is utilizing both of them right now, this is not going to last. This is short-sighted. It looks good. It looks fun. It's going to save Daboll's job, but it is not going to last. Since that win, when the Giants improved to 2-4, they have dropped 4 straight games. They're now 2-8. Jackson Dart has been evaluated for now his 4th concussion. Cam Scatterboo is out for the season, and Brian Daboll is out of his job. Of all the calls I made this NFL season, I don't think I've ever been more clear and right.
Okay.
I'm not saying that to applaud myself. I'm saying that to say how clear and obvious it was what Brian Daboll was doing and why I think it was absolute, the
relationship wasn't 50-50. I think we go back to the analogy / metaphor of this being a marriage that didn't turn out well, and because you had Brian Daboll squeezing everything he could get out of Jackson Dart.
It's crazy.
Jackson Dart was showing up outside of Brian Daboll's apartment building every single morning with coffee and flowers. And how was Brian Daboll returning the favor? Nothing.
He was using him.
Exactly. This was not a 50-50 relationship.
He was a 2:30 a.m. call. He was a 2:30 a.m. call whenever Brian Daboll needed it. And if he didn't, trust and believe this, if Russell Wilson was Russ of 4 or 5 years ago, Dart would still not have a single snap this year. You know what I'm saying? If Russell, and that's a long time ago, if Russell Wilson was a good bridge quarterback is what I mean. If Russell Wilson could have been his Sam Darnold from 2 years ago, if Russell Wilson could have been his Daniel Jones from right now, his Baker Mayfield, a bridge QB that ends up being able to be a starter, his Geno Smith a couple of years ago, we never see Dart, and Daboll looks like a genius. Instead, Russ failed Daboll. Therein, Daboll failed Dart and the Giants organization by burning the candle at both ends. And I would call it, I didn't want to go this far today. I don't like being exaggerative. I would call it football malpractice. I believe that Brian Daboll didn't just get fired for incompetence and for the Giants losing and being the first team since, I believe, 2004 to drop 2 games in their first 8 after leading by 10 with 4 minutes left in the fourth quarter. That according to ESPN Stats and Info. You can pull a lot of stats and analytics and reasons why Daboll might have got fired. I think more than anything else, Daboll was fired for literal football malpractice, for abusing the 2 pieces of the franchise that gave fans hope in Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterboo, for abusing them in a way that didn't even churn into wins. They only got 1 win out of that as well and a bunch of highlights.
Yeah, see, I don't agree with you with that. I don't think he got fired for the handling of Jackson Dart at all. I think that owner Jim Mora looks at the team, or Jim Mara looks at the team right now and says, we easily should be 6-4, and instead we're 2-8, because there are 4 different games where we had a 75% chance or better to win the game in the fourth quarter. With a average to above average head coaching job, we win those games. And that did not happen for the New York Giants. They lost all 4 of those games. Also, losing to the Saints in general, right? You shouldn't be losing to the Saints when you have the answer at quarterback coming off a win over the Chargers. I think they do have the answer at quarterback.
Do you remember how the Saints game was lost? He was throwing the ball complete. He weren't throwing interceptions. He threw completions to the defense in that game. He did the same thing this last time out. Jackson Dart still needs to be developed as a passer. The reason the Giants haven't been winning these close games and the reason things have been so bad for them is because him being put out there on the field was done out of necessity and not out of the correct timing. I don't think he's he's clearly not ready as a passer. Daboll's using him as a fullback.
So you think what should have happened for the Giants this year is Dart shouldn't have seen the field?
Shouldn't have seen the field until super late.
So then you just kind of punt on the season, though, no, right?
I mean, what you would have hoped was that you have that strong defensive front. You can remain in games, and that Russell Wilson gives you competent quarterback play. I will say this, too. Daboll deserves a lot of the blame, but Russell Wilson failed him. Russ was bad. Remember the game that he had to decide to bench Russ after? It was when he threw the ball out of the back of the end zone multiple times with the game on the line?
Yeah.
Like, Russ seems disinterested in playing football. Even after the game against the Bears, when he had to come in and he was talking in the locker room about that moment, like, he didn't even seem like the same confident hoo-ha Russ. He was talking about how he had to muster up himself to get ready to go back and play. I don't think he expected to even have to go out there and take snaps, clearly, here going forward for the Giants. And now he's thrusted back into a starting quarterback position, which nobody wants. I don't think he wants it. I don't think the new coaching staff, Mike Kafka, who's stepping in, wants it. Clearly, Brian Daboll didn't want it.
Yeah, but if the Giants are sitting here at either 500 or above 500 and Jackson Dart is in his fourth concussion evaluation, Brian Daboll is not fired.
I don't know. Take a listen to Brian Daboll from last night. So the game that happened, Bears Giants, the last play that Jackson Dart got injured on, where he got evaluated for a concussion and ruled out for the rest of the game, was a long scramble, like we see most of his highlights come via long scrambles, where his head at the end was slammed into the ground as he fumbled the football away to the Bears. Head slammed into the ground, fumbled the football into the air, Bears take over, Dart never sees the field again. After the game, Brian Daboll was not asked specifically when Dart may or may not have gotten hurt. He was asked if the utilization of Dart is an issue or a problem. He was asked about what the coaching decisions are around using Dart as a weapon and how that could play into the many injuries he's had. And this is how Daboll, a defensive man, answered the question.
Look, I'm not sure exactly the play that had happened, Connor. So, I'm concerned for the kid.
What do you mean by that?
I don't know the exact play that it happened for him relative
We
to
all saw it.
getting hurt or not getting hurt.
I don't know
the play. I don't know the play. I don't know when it was. I mean, I just know that when he was going back out there and we were sitting around the huddle, I saw him. I got Ronnie over there to check him out.
Brian Daboll has no regard for human life. Remember that call to LeBron James dunk on Kevin Garnett? Was that Kevin Harlan? We needed Kevin Harlan on the call for Giants Bears in that game. So right after that play, he could say, Brian Daboll has no regard for human life. Because there's no way in hell you can tell me that you watched that same game as the head coach of that football team and you've seen how Dart has played and you've seen the way you've weaponized him and you've seen how many times he slammed his head on the ground and you're incredulous as to how he got hurt.
Tell you what, the news down the wire an hour and a half ago that Brian Daboll was fired by the New York Giants totally overshadows the real story of the game yesterday, which was Caleb Williams has arrived.
He's a dog.
And he looked the best he has had in the NFL in his career so far. And that is with all of the drops that the Bears had in that game. It should have been better.
I think the Bears are going to continue to get better and better under Ben Johnson. I also think that the arrival of Colston Loveland is going to propel them into new heights. That dude can clearly ball. Top 10 pick for a reason at tight end. We'll see how that goes. But back to the Giants side of things. Why do you feel Daboll was fired? Was it the 2-8 record or was it the utilization of Dart? I say it was the way in which he weaponized Dart and put the future of the franchise into question because now you got a quarterback with injury concerns. CCAT thinks it's all about them not winning football games. 888-760-3776. 888-760-3776. Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline. Tap in, good people. Join the show. Join the fun. It is a lot of fun on Emotion Monday right here. 888-760-3776 or jump in the YouTube chat at ESPN South Florida and let us know what you think. A Pizzle says Shane should have been first. General Manager Joe Shane should have been first. Well, you're after the trade deadline anyways. I think they did like the opposite of what the Dolphins did. And then you got Jonathan in the YouTube chat that says, bear down. How about them Bears, man? How about the Bears? Hit us up on the Baptist Health Hotline, though, 888-760-3776. Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. I got to tap in with the good people soon because I just messed up my ankle. But maybe you have some issues with your joints. Maybe you have some pain, some soreness. You want to get back to the many things that you enjoy doing, whether that be running, weightlifting, playing a little padel. Tap in with Baptist Health, baptisthealth.net/ortho. They can get you back to what you love, and they want to welcome you to being treated like a pro. All right, welcome to pro-level orthopedic care at Baptist Health. From sports injuries to everyday aches, our team, well, our expert team actually, delivers the same advanced care trusted by the professionals themselves. I'm talking about the ones with jerseys on and numbers and their name on their back. The pros trust them, so why shouldn't you? And they can help you get back to the life, the activities, and all of the hobbies you love. Maybe even billiards. Fans of Theoretically Speaking have told us, they beat our head over with it, that billiards is a sport. Well, if it is, you might get injured. You might need to get back to it. You might need the help of Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Learn more at baptisthealth.net/ortho. 888-760-3776. What was the main cause of DABOLL getting fired? To me, it was his misutilization of a quarterback who is thin, who is small, and who should not have one less rushing attempt than Jalen Hurts and two less than Josh Allen in less starts. That's crazy.
But you have no invested interest in the Giants winning football games in 2025. They do. Yeah. You do not lose sleep at night.
Well, Daboll
if the
also
Giants
lost
are
the
sitting
games.
here at 1-9 instead of what they could have been 500 or better. But what makes Jackson Dart more effective is him being maybe a little bit too reckless with his body. So, like, they're going to use that factor of him. That they should have been winning games. They had leads, and their defense will collapse late. They were getting good. They were getting good quarterback play, which was a sight for sore eyes in a Giants uniform.
All right, but we can't keep on qualifying. Like, that is an aggressive take that they were getting good quarterback play. They were getting competent quarterback play, and that's what they needed out of Russell Wilson more so. But there weren't a lot of the high watermarks for Jackson Dart weren't as high as people make them out to be. All right, so we go to the Broncos game, which a lot of people will point to because the Giants had the 19-zip lead going into the fourth quarter, I believe.
They had two different leads of like over 3 possessions.
So they had a 19-0 lead. And you're right, the fourth quarter was absolutely, it was crazy. Jackson Dart in that Broncos game, 15 for 33. He had a 45% completion percentage. He did have 3 passing touchdowns and only 1 interception. 15 for 33, under 50% completion percentage. That is not good quarterback play.
All right, now.
It just isn't.
I didn't look this up. What's his rushing production in that game?
His rushing production in that game, 5 carries, 11 yards, and a touchdown.
Okay, so he didn't use his legs that much.
He didn't.
Seemed pretty, conservative there by Coach Daboll.
He actually set a record on this past Sunday for the most first quarterback to have a rushing touchdown in 5 straight starts.
Yeah. I saw he tied Cam, and then he overtook him. Wow.
So what I will say about Dart, he's a good athlete. He also has great vision as a runner, and I think that is very that gets undersold when you talk about what he's able to do. I get why they use him like that. The real issue is he's not built to be a runner. He's not built to run in between the tackles in the way in which he does. He's not built to take on that much contact, and it's showing in the way that he keeps on ending up being evaluated for concussions, and I'm just glad it hasn't been anything worse at this point.
Well, so then I just brought him up. I guess Cam Newton is the closest we get to a quarterback who had both the build of someone who might deceptively be able to do that, but the hits weighed on, and he lasted and sustained for long for that type of player, but fell off a cliff when those injuries piled up.
So, and the funny thing, Cam actually talked about this on First Take today. The funny thing with the whole Newton thing was, and I remember the play. I forgot that it was not on a scramble or him taking on hits that kind of ended Cam Newton's career. People talk about his utilization being the issue. No, it was an interception he threw, and he tried to make a tackle where he ruined his shoulder. And that was the play that actually took him out, not him taking on hits. Because when you are a runner, especially when you have a size advantage and a speed advantage, kind of like Lamar has the speed and agility advantage. Him and Jayden Daniels are good about that, even though Jayden's a little reckless. Cam had the size and sometimes the speed advantage. You dictate how the contact goes most of the time. Because if they're bigger than you, you're more athletic. If they're smaller than you, you're bigger, so you're able to impose your will a little bit more. You get hurt less on those kind of plays than a guy like Joe Burrow, who is getting injured year after year after year behind the line of scrimmage because he's trying to scurry away and he can't. You know, like those DNs are more athletic than he is and bigger. So To compare Jackson Dart to Cam Newton is the exact reason why I said that his utilization is a problem, because his stats are aligned with what Cam Newton did, but his body is not built to take it. And I think that's just a simple, clean and cut. That's why it's malpractice by Brian Daboll, and that's why he got fired.
Yeah, no, I think if you win those games, he is still alive, kicking, and fans are grateful that they stuck with Brian Daboll.
Right, if was a fifth, we'd all be drunk. I will say this on the other side, man. We're going to get to the get around. There was so much else that went on in the NFL that was exciting, and I'm excited to get to it. And that's why we have the get around, to get through all of the action. But I want you to know this. For Brian Daboll, maybe he makes his trip from New York down to South Florida.
There might be an opening here.
There might be for offensive coordinator, because McDaniel looked like he stood his job up. And if he does take a trip to Florida to help McDaniel out with maybe some play calling stuff and some interesting ways in which he can run Tua into the ground next, Safebound Moving and Storage. You're safe with Safebound. Make the trip down to Florida. Whether you're moving into Florida, out of Florida, or within the state lines, you are safe with Safebound. They have the experience, the expertise, and the 5-star customer service that you can rely on. It is South Florida's most trusted moving company. You don't want to go with some random Joes who might have your best interest, but then you find out on the back end, oh, man, they scuffed up the walls. I still got to pay the security deposit. Oh, man, you know, they left my boxes all messed up. Now my items are crushed.
And don't bother your family or friends with moving troubles. They're going to say maybe yes, and it's a lose-lose. They'll resent you for it, or they do a bad job.
Our guy Cody from Jupiter, he said he moved last week, and he did it himself, and he already regrets it.
Oh, come on, Cody.
He already regrets it. He put in the YouTube chat, he should have listened to me. Don't be like Cody. Don't be like myself of the past before I learned about Safebound Moving and Storage. When you move, use Safebound Moving, safeboundmoving.com. My sister used it. She lived in South Florida a couple of years ago. She moved to Georgia with Safebound Moving, and she's in good hands.
Oh, wow.
She's taken care of.
That made you happy in more ways than one, because one, supporting our great partner, Safebound Moving and Storage. Two, hey, Theo, you want to help me with my move?
Right.
You didn't get that text.
Because, you know, it's funny. I helped her move in to South Florida, and I didn't have to help her move out. Thank God for Safebound. Trained team of experts, family-owned and based in West Palm Beach. They serve all of Florida. SafeboundMoving.com. You are safe with Safebound. On the other side, we hit the get around. The Miami Heat play tonight. They face the Cavaliers. Can't wait for that. I can't wait to deliver you another all-you-can-heat. Make sure you download the ESPN South Florida app so you can get those episodes, and you can play back more of Theoretically Speaking and Russo and Rizzo. We got it all for you right there on the ESPN South Florida app. So stay tuned. We got to get around next. That's C-Cat. He's back from Turkey. I'm Theo Dorsey. We're Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
The Unlimited Auto Wash Clubs with 6 locations. Perfect for an occasional wash. Or enjoy unlimited inside and out washes starting at just $49.95 a month. UnlimitedAutoWashClub.com. Call 561-WASH-ME-TOO.
Your golf tip of the day is presented by the Club at Lost Lake in Hope Sound. Putting greens are hard to read. With the endless hills and valleys, your putt could go anywhere. To train your eye to read greens, try this drill. Place a tee in the ground to the right or left of the hole, where you think the slope will affect the ball enough for it to roll into the hole. Next, practice a smooth, repeating pendulum putting stroke that rolls the ball consistently and avoids any side spin. If the ball misses the hole, adjust the tee to mark the correct line. Once you find the perfect line, make 10 putts in a row on that path to solidify your feel and confidence. For an even better challenge, repeat this drill from multiple angles around the hole. Over time, you'll train your eyes to detect subtle slopes and adjust accordingly. With regular practice, your putting will become more precise and your number of putts per round will decrease. Mastering this drill can take your putting to the next level and help you dominate the greens. For more on memberships, visit theclubatlostlake.com.
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $849 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party.
It's Thursday. New Hard Rock Bet rewards are dropping.
Nice. Ed Reed, you in?
The only thing I drop is receivers and mics.
Ed, we're talking bonus bets, deposit matches, parlay insurance.
Oh, okay. I'll do that kind of drop.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets. Not a cash offer. Offered by Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Football season is here, and the ultimate game day headquarters is Twin Peaks. Whether it's college Saturdays or NFL Sundays, catch every kickoff, every touchdown, every Hail Mary right here at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. From scratch-made favorites to ice-cold 29-degree draft beers, Twin Peaks is delivering all the winning plays. Looking for a stronger lineup? No one does game day like Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks, come for the game, stay for the experience.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
You know, I called my wife Michael Jordan and she got mad at me about it.
Well, I feel like you have to qualify it.
What do you mean?
Like, if I did that to my girlfriend, gets home from work, what's up, Michael Jordan? What's up,
I didn't
MJ?
do it like that.
What?
I didn't do it like that. I think there were some comparisons going around. People have been talking about how nobody's bigger than the program and all these things and relationships. And for my wife and our wedding vows, I've always had this inside joke with her that, you know, she's a perennial all-star. And I said that in my wedding vows, and people were like, well, what does that mean? It's just a little inside joke. I talk about how that she's that prolific, she's that great, a perennial all-star. And so she asked me a couple of days ago, you know, if I had to pick a player, who would it be? And I said, you're the GOAT. I said, you're Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the highest praise you can get, and somehow I'm the bad guy, and somehow that sparks an argument. I'm the bad guy now because she's Michael Jordan.
Some would argue the game has surpassed Michael Jordan, though.
But he's still the greatest to ever do it.
Yeah, he was, yeah.
Oh, you saying that I'm calling my wife old? Am I saying she's past her prime?
Yeah.
No, you want to know why she's mad at me? Because then she asked me, who am I then? She said, who are you? If I'm Michael Jordan, who are you? I'm like, well, I didn't consider that. And so I told her, I was like, I'm the NBA.
Okay.
Is that wrong?
You could have said, like, maybe Scottie Pippen.
Why would I be Scottie Pippen? They're not even cool anymore. They got divorced. I'm the NBA.
Maybe you're Larsa Pippen.
She made me. People love Michael Jordan. She's mad because I'm the league. You own a team. You have the Hornets. I'm just saying. Speaking of the Hornets, the Heat beat the Hornets on, what was that, Friday night? Last Friday night. I was at Kaseya Center to watch the Heat beat down on the Hornets in the NBA Cup game to open up Cup game play. The Heat 1-0 in the NBA Cup. Maybe they win an NBA Cup championship. The Heat winning in South Florida. We're used to that. They're undefeated at home, 4-0. But, you know, the actual South Florida Heat itself is also undefeated, and that's an issue. And I'm not talking about basketball anymore. I'm talking about the air, the environment, the humidity. That heat can bear down on your AC unit. It can ruin your AC unit if you are not properly aligned with the right team. And that's why I tell you all about EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing. EDSisyes.com. That's the place to go to tap in. Find out if you could be one of the customers who qualify for 0% interest financing for 60 months. Right? EDS is now offering 0% interest financing for 60 months for qualified customers. And that can help you revamp your whole air conditioning unit. Maybe you need same-day hot water heater replacement. Maybe you would like 2 yearly tune-ups with the EDS Gold plan. That's what I have. Get tapped in with EDS. It's the right way to go. They've got over 780 Google reviews and 4.8 stars on there. They are trusted. They are trained experts. They are the people to roll with. EDS is yes.com, EDS Air Conditioning and Plumbing, the good people to tap in with. C-Cat, glad to have you back, man. Glad to have you. We were missing something around this office.
Really?
Yeah.
You mean that?
Yeah, I absolutely do.
Nice.
I absolutely do. Ready for another trip?
Yes.
Sure.
The Safebound Get Around is brought to you by Safebound Moving and Storage, South Florida's most trusted moving company. You're safe with Safebound.
Hell of a football weekend. Hell of a football weekend. No better thing to do right now than to get around on the Safebound Get Around. Go stop to stop with all of the news coming out of the NFL right now.
Next stop.
We are going to Cincinnati, Ohio.
Ooh.
Weather's not good this time of year.
It's not.
But it's good enough to get back to work for Joe Burrow. Remember that name?
I do.
Yeah, Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow will practice in a limited capacity today, opening his 21-day window to come off the IR, the Bengals announced today. He has not practiced since undergoing surgery to repair a grade 3 turf toe injury, and he's been on the IR since September 16th. How about Joe Burrow trying to get back on the field in 2025? Are you shocked by this? Because the Bengals don't look like they have the playoffs in their future.
He's a competitor. He also sees how well Joe Flacco is playing in his place, and I bet you that has sparked a bit more of a dog in him that makes him want to get back and prove that he can be that level of a ceiling raiser for that team as well, because I don't think it feels good for him to sit back, and I know they're not winning games, but to sit back and watch this offense not skip a beat with him on the sideline. Last game out against the Bears, they dropped 42. Against the Jets, they dropped 38. Against the Steelers, they dropped 33. Joe Flacco's been on fire. 3 touchdowns, 0 picks. 2 touchdowns, 0 picks. 4 touchdowns, 2 picks. People have also been looking at the sack rates. Same offensive line that Joe Burrow's played behind. Joe Flacco's playing behind it. And, oh, look at that. He's not taking sacks. It's almost as if the quarterback can control some of that. I think Joe Burrow has a new competitive spirit reignited in him. He's going to come back sooner than we all thought. And hopefully that means he's going to play some good football as well for the Bengals.
Next stop.
We go to San Francisco because that's where the Rams improved to 7-2, beating their in-conference foes, the Niners, 42-26. The Rams are 7-2 on the season. Matt Stafford, another 4-touchdown, no interception performance. He was special and really put the nail in the coffin for an awful 4 o'clock window yesterday in the NFL.
It was bad.
It was good for fantasy football players that benefited from it, and that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. At least it was bad in a good way because it was like blowouts, but there were a lot of points being scored. It wasn't like 10-13 bad. Mm-hmm. There was 3 blowouts. All of them had like about the same score, 40-something to 20-something.
The NFC West angers me. For some reason, that's one division that I don't feel and care as much apart from any other division in the NFL.
Yeah.
I know it's a West Coast bias, so maybe because it is 4 o'clock games often. And the AFC West, to me, is a lot more interesting. Obviously, with the Chiefs involved, Chargers, and the Broncos give me a lot more to think about. But the NFC West, oh my, if I could snap my fingers and one division of the NFL had to just be erased from what we knew about it in the past and what we know about it in the future, it would be the NFC West for me. They had 2 division games in that window, both blowouts. Seahawks over Cardinals, Rams over Niners.
They just don't have the marketability. They are West Coast teams. Their quarterbacks are they're not exciting. They're not super fun. Even though Matt Stafford, he is a pretty fun quarterback. Yeah. It just is like in a different way than what you get out of Baker Mayfield or Patrick Mahomes or Justin Herbert. The NFC West right now, the strongest division in the NFL. And I will say this too. Matt Stafford's second shortest odds right now for MVP. I think that's something that everybody around the NFL can get with, right? Like, no matter who you support, Rams fan or not, I think nobody would complain if somehow, some way Stafford walks away with the MVP this year. It will feel like a legacy award, a lifetime achievement award, and he also kind of deserves it based on the way he's playing in the Rams record. Not mad at it.
Yeah, I got him in fantasy, so I care enough about Matt Stafford individually, and they throw at the goal line so often.
Oh, no. But think about why, though. You have 2 or 3 receiving weapons at tight end, and you look at, like, Parkinson, the Terrence Ferguson who they drafted. You have Devontae Adams, the best. Like, when it's goal line fade since Calvin Johnson, I think Devontae Adams is the second best since. Maybe DeAndre Hopkins in his prime. But Adams is still like that. And you got Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
It's just it's more efficient. Oh, I'm sorry, Cooper Kupp. Puka Nacua. Woo.
Hey.
Sorry.
Put some respect on
I was thinking Puka, too, and I said Cooper Kupp. That was kind of weird. Is that racist?
We are going to go to another California football game last night, this time going to L.A. at SoFi Stadium, where the Chargers took a beat down of the Steelers 25-10. It was probably the worst we've seen Aaron Rodgers look in a Steelers uniform. He threw 2 picks. He was 16 for 31 with 161 yards. I missed this game, and it looks like I didn't miss much.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah?
I enjoyed it. As somebody who was shorting the Steelers and shorting Aaron Rodgers all year, there were these weird points where it looked like I might be wrong, and I'm like, damn it, now I got to go and, like, eat crow, as Mike Rizzo says. But yeah, I was right. I was right from the jump, and I'm going to be right at the end of the day. The Ravens are going to win this division. Everything's going to fall through the seams with Aaron Rodgers. Mike Tomlin's up there asking the media to rate how well he played. Rodgers finally taking accountability for how much he stunk. I do not hate the entity that is Aaron Rodgers. I just don't think he's that good at football anymore. He'll have some sparks. It'll look fun at sometimes. It's not going to result in winning. It didn't do it in the Jets uniform. He didn't do it his last couple of years with the Packers, and he ain't doing it with this retirement home that is the Steelers team. It's over.
And you know what the Steelers are on pace to finish on the season?
What's up?
9-8.
Oh,
right
wow.
around.
This is perfect marriage. Perfect marriage of mediocrity. Aaron Rodgers at 41 in the Pittsburgh Steelers.
And that is your safe-bound get-around.
Safe-bound get-around. That was fun, man. On the other side, we're going to bring in Mike Tannenbaum. Mike Tannenbaum, who is going to chop it up with us about some of the intricacies of Week 10. We're going to talk a little Monday Night Football as well. But, C-Cat, you being in Turkey meant that you weren't able to be at Kaiser to tune up your golf game, man. How does that feel?
Well, what happened was I got to put the lessons and the knowledge and the course management and the swing thoughts and all of the tools that Kaiser Golf Center gave me, and I put them into action because I took a 5 a.m. Uber from my hotel in Istanbul, about 30 minutes away, in the middle of nowhere, and we're going to have a story on this when we have time to tell it, and I played 18 holes in Turkey with a rental set, and I started off par, birdie, par. It's all because of the Kaiser University Golf Coaching Center. This course was so difficult, and I could not believe it. But then I thought about it. Wait a second. This is after Kaiser CCAT Golf. Because Kaiser's got the best facilities in the area. They've got the best coaching area in the area. They have, simply put, the best tools in the area to improve your golf game. Before I got lessons at Kaiser, there was no way in hell that I would go to a foreign country and play golf there with strangers. I just wouldn't be comfortable doing that.
Yeah.
Like, it would be very uncomfortable to do that because my game was not in a spot where it would not be an inconvenience to others. Unlocking your golf game does so much to your social life, to your fitness activity, because you want to be out there on the course. And Kaiser did that to me. KaiserGolfCenter.com. Just remember that web address, KaiserGolfCenter.com. Schedule your lessons today. They've got the indoor facilities when it's raining out. They've got the outdoor facilities when you want to practice your bunker game, your chipping, your putting, and, of course, on the range. It's right off of I-95 in the Turnpike in West Palm Beach. KaiserGolfCenter.com. Lower your handicap and be comfortable with your golf game. Dominate those charity scrambles. Have good business meetings. It can improve your way of life if you can improve your golf game. And KaiserGolfCenter.com is the perfect place to do it. It's right here in West Palm. You'll be glad you did.
Mike Tannenbaum on the other side with some football talk. It's Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
At St. Lucie Battery and Tire, batteries came before tires. We've been selling and servicing all types of batteries for over 50 years. So when you need a battery for nearly anything, We have it, as well as the fast professional installation you need. We carry premium batteries for all your needs: automotive, commercial, marine, RV, and specialty. We also offer delivery and on-site installation, serving our customers quality products for over 50 years in the home of honest, reliable service. Go to slbt.com and book your next appointment.
Every family has dreams, a vacation, a new car, or a rainy day fund. With a Boost savings account from Flagler Credit Union, your dreams can become reality. Earn up to 3.25 annual percentage yield with no minimum balance, no monthly fees, and easy access to your funds. Whether you're saving for life's big moments or everyday expenses, a Boost savings account helps you reach your goals faster. Open a Boost savings account today and start boosting your future at Flagler Credit Union. Boost checking is required. Other qualifications apply. Insured by NCUA, official credit union of Florida Atlantic Athletics.
For nearly 30 years, Jay Zolo and Associates has helped local businesses harness the full power of QuickBooks. This holiday season, they're thankful for the confidence their clients place in them year after year. From setup and cleanup to troubleshooting, management, and personalized QuickBooks training, Jay Zolo brings clarity and reliability to your financial process. Jay Zolo makes QuickBooks work the way it should for the way you work. Visit jzolo.com to learn more. That's jzollo.com.
Touchdown! Racetrack is proud to support our local high school football teams. Whether it's Friday night lights or tailgate parties, Racetrack has whatever gets you going to fuel all the gridiron excitement this fall. Grab your favorite snacks, crispy chips, delicious Nathan's hot dogs, sweet treats, or our house-made pizza slices. Don't forget to quench your thirst with a variety of ice-cold drinks. Racetrack, your one-stop shop to fuel your football Fridays.
Hey, Steph Prince here, General Manager of ESPN West Palm, to tell you about a team that has meant a lot to me and this community for a long time. Bob and the team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning have been helping me stay cool for years, whether at home or in the office. And living in South Florida with 3 kids, I don't know what I'd do without them. Family owned and operated, serving Royal Palm Beach and beyond since 1980. Let the knowledgeable and trained team at Bradley help you with your residential and commercial needs, installation, repair, seasonal maintenance, upgrades of all makes and styles and models of HVAC equipment, and so much more. Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning does things right the first time and makes the process smooth, stress-free, and most importantly, keeps you cool. Give them a call at 561-793-7497. That's 561-793-7497 or bradleyair.com. Any need, big or small, trust the amazing team at Bradley Heating and Air Conditioning.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Nobody does football season like Duffy's Sports Grill. That's the place to be to watch all of the games and all of the action. Of course, we have Monday Night Football tonight, which is just one game, no doubleheader. But, if you're a Heat fan like me, you got to have eyes on Heat v. Cavs. You might want to watch what the Panthers are doing. There's NHL. There's all kind of sporting events happening all at once, and that's what Duffy Sports Grill is for. 80 or more televisions in every single location. You can get game day buckets all season long. Of course, no matter the day, no matter the time, 2-for-1 drinks available at your beckoning. Duffy's also has some new football features like the barbecue pulled pork nachos and the Duffy's Double Smash Burger. Get those burgers with the touchdown tots to pair it the right way. 2 different ways, right? You get the buffalo chicken or the OG cheeseburger tots. All of that and more at Duffy Sports Grill, including their award-winning wings, now tossed in 17 different flavors. 17! Duffy Sports Grill, Duffy'sMVP.com. Go online, find your nearest Duffy's. Start tracking your rewards today, become an MVP, and pull up on them. At Duffy's, our game is always on. Mike Tannenbaum's game is always on. He joins us here on a Motion Monday on Theoretically Speaking. Following most of Week 10, we have Monday Night Football, Eagles-Packers tonight, but then also a couple of hours removed from learning that Brian Daboll of the New York Giants is no longer in place at head coach. After a 2-8 start, he's fired. And Mike T., what do you think was the number one reason for Jim Mara and the Giants deciding to let go of Brian Daboll?
Yeah, Theo, great to be with you as always. I'm sure it was a combination of that 2-8 start, but also the health of Jackson Dart. We talk about this all the time, really both at the college level and certainly at the pro level, which is when you have these young quarterbacks that are mobile, you have to have a protection plan. We're seeing Jaden Daniels just kill the season in the Commanders. Jaden Daniels may have been the MVP of the NFL last year, brings the Commanders to the Final Four. Now they're sort of out of it this year. And Jackson Dart has a ton of ability, but he got hurt again, 2-8 for, I believe it's the third year in a row, and he ran out of time in New York.
Mike T, I'm curious because I feel like obviously Brian Daboll, via his press conferences, via his actions with Dart, and via him going to him so early in the season, he was coaching to try and save his job at a certain point. And that is me, I guess, using my perception on it. But I'm curious, though. Don't you think a lot of this goes back to the fact that Russell Wilson doesn't pan out? Like, if he was better, he would have never had to turn to Dart, and we wouldn't be in this situation.
Yeah, and I think when you look at Russell Wilson, and even I don't know how much you saw the game of Aaron Rodgers last night, I think there's a shelf life with these quarterbacks, and they just don't look the same. And Russell Wilson, to me, has had a really, really good career, Theo. I don't know if he's a Hall of Famer the way Rodgers is, but he just looks like it's over. Like, he turned into that blitz yesterday. He had no shot. So, I don't know why they didn't go with Jameis Winston at some point, but I think Jackson Dart needed to play. But I think part of being a good quarterback now in 2025 is having a protection plan. When these guys get hurt, it just impacts the season. You can look at Joe Burrow certainly in Cincinnati and what that's created. So it's really unfortunate to see it cost Brian his job.
It may have come delayed, but what you said the Dolphins would do back a few weeks ago for Thursday Night Football against the Bills actually happened this weekend. What do you think the 30-13 shellacking of the Bills did for the confidence in Mike McDaniel for that locker room and potentially saving his job going forward?
Theo, I look at two teams in the league, the Dolphins and the Falcons, and they're very high variance teams. And what I mean by that is, like, when the Falcons win by 30, no one's surprised. And when they lose, you're not surprised. And Miami, it's interesting. You lose Tyreek Hill and you say, like, okay, where's the silver lining? Well, Jalen Waddle showing he could be an A. Devin Achan is certainly a very good explosive back, so maybe they're a little bit more balanced. But there have been games where they just get out of sorts really quickly, and I just thought they played with a lot of energy, a lot of spirit, despite moving on from Jalen Phillips, who's a good young player. If they win more than half their games coming down the stretch, Coach McDaniel may have a chance to stick around.
Man, it's pretty cool. And I think also Tua Tagovailoa, I wonder how much he can do for his future. I think because of his contract, there's a good chance he can be starting for them next year, but I wonder how much he can do for the confidence that team and Mike McDaniel have in him. We got Monday Night Football tonight, and CCAT, you're all over this Packers-Eagles game.
I mean, yeah, right down the road from us is where these teams went to battle. Like, not on a football field, but like in owner discussions about the tush push. The Packers proposed the rule change to get rid of the tush push, and it seems like the approval rating, if you're to borrow a term from politics, the approval rating of the tush push has declined and declined and declined as the 2025 season has unveiled. Mike, do you anticipate the Eagles to maybe, I don't know, rub salt in the wound and run the tush push a bunch tonight, knowing the Packers were the leaders in the clubhouse and get this thing out of the game?
Cat, I'm so glad you asked me that. I mean, knowing Coach Sirianni, who's a great guy, great coach, like, you would love for it to be like a friend of his in high school because he's fun-loving. I would say sometimes a little mischievous. It wouldn't shock me if that was the first play of the game. Now, like, because it's pro football, it's Monday Night Football, I'm sure the owner is saying, don't do that. But I think if Nick Sirianni was left to his own devices, I'm not sure that wouldn't be the first play in the game.
And they gain 4 yards, like a good play. You're like, all right, nice, 2nd and 6. That's a plus play.
I agree with you, Mike T. And the funny thing is you say that at the very least, I think we can all agree it was proposed in a meeting at some point this week for the Eagles. Yeah. Like, it might have gotten shot down, but it was proposed, it was talked about, a serious conversation of, do we come out of the gates with a tush push? That's so Nick Sirianni, man. What do you think about the Eagles now, man? I mean, based off of where we saw them last time on primetime, I guess that might have been not been the last time, but the Thursday Night Football game where everything went to hell and how they've started to recover from that. What do you take from the Eagles, and how do you think it'll shape up against the Packers tonight?
I give them credit because they added Jalen Phillips, they added Brandon Graham. they're trying to shore up that defense. I think the big thing for them, though, like when you look at the A teams in the league, like Seattle right now scoring points, the Rams scoring points. Certainly, Green Bay has that ability, and obviously we know about when Lamar's healthy, like Baltimore, Kansas City, Buffalo. I just don't know if Philly right now can score points the way they have in the past. And a lot of that's around AJ Brown. AJ Brown, for whatever reason, there is a disconnect there because when he's rolling with Devontae Smith, that's really hard to stop. So I think the key is, can we get AJ Brown going, get him going early in the passing game? Because you do that, obviously that opens up so many things for Saquon.
You were one of the earliest and loudest proponents for Jordan Love before he got the major extension from the Packers and before he became a guy that people consider now a top 10, top 7, maybe quarterback in the league. Where do you stand right now on Jordan Love, and what do you feel like he has to prove on Monday Night Football against Philly?
I think for him, he's just got to, have the mindset, like Coach Parcells, Theo, always used to talk about, like, we're in the business of first downs. You make enough first downs, you're going to score. You don't need to hit a home run. And I think there's like a couple of plays a game where if you like him, you say he's aggressive. If you don't, you're saying he's reckless. And I think that just comes with maturity. Now, look, we saw Josh Allen, one of the best players in the sport, force the ball yesterday, in the red zone against Miami, which was a huge play in the game. So these great competitors who have great arms are going to believe they can force the ball in there. I think Jordan Love, to me, if the three of us were running a team and we said, hey, we can have a quarterback for the next 10 years, I think Drake May's in that conversation, Jaden Daniels in that conversation, but I think it probably starts with Jordan Love, giving his age, his ability. I think he's that good and that talented. And a name to look at, guys, for the back half of the season is Matthew Golden, first-round pick from the University of Texas. I think he has a chance to be a really good player. I think he's a really good fit with Jordan Love.
But Matt LaFleur seems like absolutely opposed to targeting, like using a guy as a 1A receiver, right? He seems like he likes to spread it around. That offense seems like it is taking that approach. Do you think that's because of the ability of the receiving weapons, or do you think it's more of a stylistic play for Matt LaFleur for the Packers?
I think it's more of the latter. I think when you have an offense that you don't know who you're going to take out, it really puts pressure on the defense. And let's face it, there are some quarterbacks that feel pressure to get the ball. Like DK Metcalf is clearly the guy in Pittsburgh. There was a play last night in the goal line where they throw that fade. The safety was just sitting right there. Like, he clearly should have gone someplace else. And that's Aaron Rodgers. And by the way, Aaron Rodgers would be the first one to tell you, like, he should have done that. And I think that's where Christian Watson, Dontavius Wicks, Romeo Dobbs, it's too bad that they lost Tucker Kraft, but even, they still have Musgrave. They have so many weapons. I think Coach LaFleur likes the fact that you don't know where the ball is going to go, and that puts more pressure on the defense.
I like it. We'll see how that pans out. Again, Monday Night Football tonight, Eagles-Packers. It'll put a bow on Week 10, and then we're off to the races with the NFL season closing down. This is crazy that we got this far this quick. Mike T., much love. Appreciate you pulling up on us, and we'll tap in with you again next week, man.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it, guys.
That is our guy, Mike Tannenbaum from ESPN Radio, ESPN NFL Insider, as well as, of course, former GM of the Jets and VP of Football Operation for the Dolphins, dropping some Mike Tannenbaums on us here on Theoretically Speaking. C-Cat, we got to go to the other side here. We're going to pull Kate Chumsland in. We're going to talk about the big breaking news around Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast. Mm-hmm. This, for the first time, we're going to break on this show the nominees for the Lou Groza Awards when it comes to the high school football competitions. 3 people in 4 categories. That's going to be on the other side, so stick around. That is C-Cat. I'm Theo Dorsey. We are Theoretically Speaking on Emotion Monday on ESPN 106.3.
Anajar and Levine. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
ESPN 106.3.
WESP Jupiter, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
All right, let's talk about your game day routine. You've got the jersey, the cooler, the tickets, but what about your ride? Show up looking like a champion with Unlimited Auto Wash Club. With 6 South Florida locations, every membership includes unlimited 100% hand washes, 1 per day, every day. From a quick exterior shine to the ultimate special with wax, Rain-X, and interior touch-ups, Unlimited Auto Wash keeps your car looking its best all season long. Call 561-WASH-ME-TOO or visit a location today.
Snowbirds, welcome back. Time to trade your coats and hats for swim trunks and sunscreen. And get your home ready for company. Before the family arrives, make sure your home's water is in top shape. Hard water and hidden minerals can leave spots on dishes, dull your laundry, and dry out your skin. Not exactly festive. Schedule your free water test today before the holiday rush. Culligan will make sure your water is as clear and welcoming as that ocean view. Visit Culligan.com or just say,
Hey, Culligan!
Ready to take on any terrain? The all-new 2025 Defender 110 P300S is here. Built for those who crave adventure without compromising on luxury. Lease the powerful 2025 Defender 110 P300S for just $849 per month for 36 months. Whether you're tackling the toughest roads or cruising the city, the Defender is ready for it all. Don't wait. Visit Land Rover Palm Beach today and experience the Defender like never before. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Tina, I've been looking everywhere for you.
Hey, Colin, what's up?
How's the gym?
It's been great. I'm seeing results. My sports-certified Vitacost products have made a world of difference.
Oh, same. Isn't it great? Vitacost is basically the reason I've been able to keep up with Ironman training. Everything you need is in one place for my BCAAs, protein, and electrolytes. Best part, it's all clean and free of banned substances.
Go re-up on your supplements today. Visit Vitacost.com and use code ESPN20 for 20% off. Level up your game with Vitacost.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Chumba Casino brings non-stop fun straight to your screen. Anytime, anywhere. Explore hundreds of games like slots, blackjack, and instant scratch-style cards. Sign up to unlock your free welcome bonus and daily login bonuses. And enjoy your chance at exciting prizes without spending a thing. Just click, play, and enjoy the ride. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Calling all sports fans, grab your MVP card and head to Duffy's where you can catch all of the action. Not an MVP? Sign up for free and start earning rewards today. Duffy's is voted the best sports grill year after year with their award-winning burgers and wings. Don't forget about Duffy's famous 2-for-1 drinks all day, every day. And with over 80 TVs in every location, you'll never miss a minute of the game. Visit Duffy'sMVP.com to learn more. Duffy's, our game is always on.
Business owners, are your employees driving you nuts? Is money tight? Or have you just poured your heart and soul into your business and now it's time to retire and just relax? At Transworld Business Advisors, they have buyers from all over the world ready to buy your business now. Call for a confidential conversation about your business's current value. 561-203-5121. That's 561-203-5121 or visit tworld.com today.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios.
The man your man could smell it.
Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking.
But are you a different animal and the same beast?
Streaming live on YouTube.
You're gonna break up with me because of what I do on the radio?
Here's Theo Dorsey.
Good people. It is your boy Theo Dorsey. We are back on a Motion Monday here on Theoretically Speaking, November the 10th. We are closing in on the Ides of November. We also have wrapped up what was, for the most part, an electric Week 10. We get tonight's Monday Night Football bout, a tush-push battle of the team that tried to eradicate it in the Green Bay Packers and the team that has benefited most from it in the Philadelphia Eagles. That's your Monday Night Football showdown. Of course, the Heat try to get that chip off their shoulder, get that monkey off their back. They face the Cavaliers tonight at home for the first time since the most. It is literally the worst blowout in the history of the NBA when it comes to a playoff series. Cavs Heat last year. This is their first matchup since, and the Heat are riding a 2-game win streak. No Bam tonight, but hopefully they get the dang thing done. And of course, it is still the midst of football season. Tomorrow we find out where the Miami Hurricanes fall on the newest edition, the second edition of the CFB 12-team playoff poll. But In for CCAT right quick because we have a very special announcement to make is my guy, Cade Chumsden, on the other side of the glass on the ones and twos. What's happening, Cade?
What's up? I'm in an intriguingly delightful mood right now.
Yeah, well, you should be. You should be because annually here in Palm Beach County, we have this thing called the Lou Groza Awards. It is to award the collegiate place kicker every single season. The top dog in the nation is the Heisman Trophy equivalent for place kicking. If you don't know some of the names that have won it from the past, well, you do. You just didn't realize it. Rodrigo Blankenship out of Georgia, the 2019 winner. Jake Moody out of Michigan, a draftee in the NFL, a 2021 winner. Christopher Dunn out of NC State. We had Graham Nicholson out of Miami. Last year was Kenneth Almendares out of Louisiana, a G5 guy getting it done. But this is prestigious. It is a huge honor. Also, Cade, as we do it in our backyard, this year it'll be Monday, December 8th at 7 o'clock at the Palm Beach Marriott. This year, like we have for a very long time, we will also be honoring high school football players. Cade, this is what we get excited for because it's not just about bringing Palm Beach County on the national stage. It's also about making sure that the kids that play on Fridays, that will eventually play on Saturdays, and some of them on Sundays, also get their due for what they've been doing this year.
They get a little bit of a taste of what it's like to be in the limelight. Just have all of those spotlights on that stage, an amazing trophy. This is the real deal when it comes to high school awards in Palm Beach.
So what we do know right now is that on the 18th, we will get the national semifinalist for the place kickers. Around the nation, they'll find out who is close to getting the Holy Grail for kickers. But today, right here on Theoretically Speaking, it is our honor to be able to break to you for the first time the finalist for the High School Football Awards that we'll do at the Lou Groza Awards. This is the 34th annual. This is a huge deal. We're going to have a Player of the Year out of high school, a Team of the Year, a Coach of the Year, and a Kicker of the Year. 3 finalists from Palm Beach County. Cade, let's kick this thing off, and we'll end with the kickers. Let's start, actually, with the guys with the headsets. What's the first honorees we're going to give?
We're going to go to the Coach of the Year.
I overstepped you right there, and I appreciate you leading us into it as you were supposed to. And naughty Theo trying to talk too much. The Coach of the Year award. So this award has been historic. This award tends to go to the coach who has either turned a program around, had a historic season, or you can just tell they had a heavy impact on what their team was able to do this year. We have the reigning Lou Groza Award Coach of the Year from last year, Omar Hoggabook of Glades Central, as a nominee. And Cade, Glades, they did it again in the Muck Bowl.
Raiders are back. Another Muck Bowl win. They've got a huge playoff game coming up, which I'll give you some more breaking news. High school game day, ESPN West Palm High School game day will be back at the Muck. Glades Central hosting the Kings Academy, a game that just a few weeks ago came down to the wire, 1-point matchup at Kings. This time we're headed to the home of the Raiders, and boy, is Friday night going to be exciting. But yes, Omar Hoggabook is definitely right there with the Raiders again.
And part of his candidacy for Coach of the Year this year, in that very game and in other games throughout this season, he put discipline over winning. He sat players for disciplinary reasons, and players that are, starters, key players for him, to make sure that they keep the first thing first, which is being a responsible class. But, I don't want to get into the intricacies of why, but he wanted to make sure that they knew discipline comes first with Glades Central. He did that, and he won at the same time. A great nominee right here. Also, a nominee for Coach of the Year, Jimmy Robertson of St. Andrews. The Scots. 3 straight district titles for the Scots after not winning it since 1982, Cade. This felt like an obvious nominee as well.
And even this Scots team, where before the Scots had kind of just like wormed their way into a district title, or they won one key game in a small district, they dominated all year. 9-1, Theo. And that one loss came very late in the season to just a 2-point game against Calvary Christian, a very good team. So this St. Andrews team is looking for a lot to come playoffs.
And the final nominee for Coach of the Year, Omar Hoggabook, Jimmy Robertson, and Remington Young of Inlet Grove. His first year with the Hurricanes, and let me tell you, it wasn't much calm before the storm. This dude got dealt a pretty tough hand. This dude had players, at one point he was down to under 10 players on the roster post-spring. He had to rebuild this roster from the studs. He had kids that came in from other states, and he had to rebuild the identity of Inlet Grove. And guess what? It wasn't like they were dominant this year, but he pulled that team together. They had a winning record, and he did it with Very little resources at the first, but then also by being an advocate for his student athletes and for that football program, he's trying to help turn that thing around. And this is a Coach of the Year nominee where it's like, what, they only have 5 wins this year?
Yeah, 5-4. And tell you what, they ain't done because the FHSAA has released a brand new bracket called the FIT bracket. And sure enough, Inlet Grove is in it. So they've got a playoff game Thursday night at 6 p.m.
Looking forward to seeing that. Remington Young, your final Coach of the Year award. Where do we want to go to next, Cade?
Let's go over to the Team of the Year.
Team of the Year. Our first nominee is a team that is no stranger to being nominated for this award. It seems like year after year after year they're in it, and that is the Cardinal Newman Crusaders, led by Jack Daniels and led by one of the top quarterbacks in the area, our guy Snow Hughley. Cade, you saw this team in person a couple times this year. Darn good team.
Definitely not afraid for higher competition. They definitely had a stronger schedule than most teams in the state. Their record doesn't really say how good of a team they are, and they know how to play deep in playoff games. A 2 seed right now in Class 1A, but I expect them to make it deep and have almost a rematch in that regional final.
They took down West Boca, to the defending state champions. They only had 1 loss to a team in the state, I believe. I think their other 2 losses came to out-of-state teams or out-of-area teams. Cardinal Newman, looking good this year. Another Team of the Year nominee, the only undefeated team in Palm Beach County. Of course, they're a nominee. The Jupiter Warriors, back-to-back district champions, 10-0 on the regular season. And Jason Crabbin, who has won Coach of the Year before, now has his Warriors up for Team of the Year. Pretty good nom.
First true undefeated season for Jupiter since 1962.
Wow.
And they had a tie in that game. So this is truly the very first undefeated season for Jupiter.
You got to love what they were able to do out there. We'll see how they carry that energy into the playoffs. And we know what this team did in the playoffs last year, and that was win every single game. The third Team of the Year candidate, West Boca, the Bulls, led by Dylan Potts. And Cade, it's hard not to give them this as a nominee. 8-win team, defending state champs, and they still feel like the team to beat in their class.
They absolutely do. And a staple win again against Atlantic to end the season by double digits. Huge momentum for the Bulls going for back-to-back.
We continue with the 34th Annual Lou Grozo Award High School Football Award nominees. We know we'll be placing the top 3 national finalists for the Collegiate Kicker of the Year in college football, but we also honor the high school honorees. The Monday, December 8th is when you'll be able to find out the results of this, but these are the nominees for the High School Football Awards. And let's move on to Player of the Year, huh?
Yes, sir.
The player. The guys that make the highlights out on the field. This kid was a nominee last year out of the Kings Academy. Last year, he was a sophomore. This year, as a junior linebacker, Levi Champion. I think he's up to 1,000 tackles this year.
He's feels close to it. He's there every single play. Had some Theo, go back to the American Heritage game. You saw him make one of the plays of the year.
Yeah.
When it's a forced fumble to give the Lions a much-needed win to keep their playoffs hope alive. And now he's got about 150 tackles on the season.
Absolutely insane. He flies to the ball, much like Jordan Brooks for the Miami Dolphins, who leads the NFL in tackles. This dude has a nose for the football, and he makes it happen. Another Player of the Year nominee out of Atlantic High School, sophomore quarterback Pedro Martinez in his first year starting with the Eagles, Kate.
You know, Pedro Martinez was coming in and a lot of pressure to back up what was an amazing season from Lincoln Graff the year before, the senior. Graff goes on to play college ball. Pedro comes in as a sophomore with still a lot of amazing talent around the outside, and he is absolutely clutch when it comes to the pocket. If he's got a clean pocket, he has a very tight ball, and he knows how to scramble. I mean, just from one great quarterback to another, and they'll have this guy for the next 3 years.
Third straight year a sophomore nominated for Player of the Year in Palm Beach County. 3 years ago it was Javian Mallory, who's now a senior running back for West Boca, headed to Miami. Last year was Levi Champion with Kings Academy, who brings back a nomination this year, and this year Pedro Martinez. Next guy, if Levi has a nose for the football, R.J. Wilkerson has a nose for the end zone. Jupiter Christian running back R.J. Wilkerson, who led the Jupiter Christian squad in touchdowns, and he darn near led the county in it as well.
Yeah, I mean, just 12 touchdowns on the ground. And I honestly don't think these Max Prep stats are completely correct.
Yeah.
Because he seemed to be in the end zone multiple times each and every week this season. A Jupiter Christian team that honestly does not get the limelight enough. They are, in their class, state champions from last year with a very good record. They're back in the playoffs. They're back for another run. And R.J. Wilkerson, as a senior, top 63 member, has been lighting it up all year.
Here on Theoretically Speaking, on this Motion Monday, Ahead of Monday Night Football, when we kick off a game against two powers in the NFL, we are announcing for the first time the nominees for the Lou Groza Award High School Football Awards as we wrap up a high school regular season. Again, Monday, December 8th is when you'll find out the names that win it all. We will have that award ceremony. I will be emceeing it. It will be a lovely night. Kate, the reason this whole thing got started was because of the man himself, Lou Groza, who is widely known as one of the most influential players in the history of football, and it was what he was able to do with his foot and as an offensive lineman, but he was a kicker and a tackle. I mean, the dude was everything for the Browns back in the day. That's why the Lou Groza Awards is named after Lou Groza. And kicking, is that the next one, Kate? Are we wrapping it up?
We're ready for it. Give it to me.
High School Football Kicker of the Year nominees. We start at Dr. Joaquin Garcia, Gavin Boyd. Gavin Boyd, who I believe had the long this year, right? Or is that the Jupiter kicker?
I think Jupiter had long, but you want to talk about a sniper when it comes to extra points. He had multiple games this year, Theo, where he went 7 for 7 in extra points. Dr. Joaquin Garcia overall didn't necessarily hit the end zone that much, but if they needed the one extra, Gavin Boyd was the man. I mean, his long this year was 41.
Pretty good.
Absolutely nothing to sneeze at.
Gavin Boyd getting the nod from Dr. Joaquin Garcia. Accuracy king for the Bulldogs. Next Kicker of the Year nominee, Connor Byers out of St. Andrews, who kicked it for the for the district champion 9-win St. Andrews Scots.
Connor Byers, whose actual main sport is lacrosse.
Wow.
On a lacrosse team
a lot of crossover.
Has gone back-to-back to the state semis, made to the state championship last year. But yeah, he can also do some kicking too. How about 2,400 yards in kickoffs?
Wow.
Also is punting the ball, also scoring extra points. He knows how to do it all. And we talk about extra points. How about 38 of 40?
That's
locked
good.
in.
That's what you need. You want that out of your kicker. And finally, we have the last nominee for Kicker of the Year for the High School Football Awards in the Lou Groza Awards, which we announced December 8th. Dean Murray out of Jupiter. He, the only kid in Palm Beach County to hit a 50-yarder this year.
Back-to-back Jupiter kickers nominated for the Grozas. Brogan Weber won it last year with his incredible 59-yarder. Dean Murray, nothing to sneeze at as well. 18 of 19 on extra points, 5 of 8 on field goals, a 42-yarder as his long, and he is moved in very nicely as just a junior for this Warrior squad.
If you are a Florida State football fan, you might know the name Jake Weinberg. He was a winner of this Lou Groza High School Kicker of the Year award. So these kids will go on to kick likely on Saturdays. Some of them even make it to Sundays. It is great to be able to honor them all. And those are officially your honorees, your nominations for the 34th annual Lou Groza Award. And it comes to the high school football crowning of their achievements. We got the high school football playoffs next for them coming up this Friday night for high school game day. And like you said, high school game day will be where, Kate?
Glades Central. We're back in the muck. It's the Raiders versus the TKA Lions.
Let's get back to Theoretically Speaking. We'll bring C-Cat back in and get the show rolling here on Emotion Monday. But we had to make sure we showed love to the kids out of the 561 who are doing it on Friday nights. That's Kate Chumsland. I'm Theo Dorsey. And we are Theoretically Speaking on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Get ready, South Florida. Championship season is coming. Join us Saturday, November 15th from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Wells Recreation Center in Riviera Beach for a free championship community celebration with the 2026 Miami Host Committee. Bring the whole family for a fun-filled morning with live music, local vendors, exciting activations, and a special food distribution. Celebrate our community and gear up for the College Football National Championship Saturday, November 15th at the Wells Recreation Center.
Hey, it's Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike, and if you love football, you're in the right place. ESPN 106.3 has it all. Monday Night Football rolls into Lambeau as the Eagles take on the Packers. Finish your Monday night the right way. Coverage begins at 7 tonight, right here on ESPN 106.3.
Canes fans, it's time for the final home game of the season. This week, the Hurricanes face off against North Carolina State on Saturday, November the 15th. It's your last chance to show up and show out at Hard Rock Stadium. Let's finish the home season strong and pack Hard Rock Stadium. Get your seats now at MiamiHurricanes.com/football tickets. That's MiamiHurricanes.com/football tickets. And go Canes!
Mondays just got better for the men of Palm Beach County. Unlimited Auto Wash is offering $5 off any wash every Monday at all 6 convenient locations. Men's Monday at Unlimited Auto Wash. Don't miss it.
Hi, I'm Michael Manzo, owner and founder of Manzo's Italian Deli, and
Stop, Dad. After 20 years, people are tired of hearing your voice.
Yeah, and your lame-ass commercials.
Fresh prosciutto, mozzarella, outstanding.
Oh, please.
There's only one reason Manzo's is voted #1 deli in Palm Beach County for 20 years. Our mother.
She makes sure you prepare everything from scratch using only the freshest ingredients.
Mansour's Italian Deli is located on Palm Beach Lakes Boulevard, right next to Rain Dancers.
Is that a strip club?
No, it's a steakhouse. Mansour's is open weekdays from 8 to 5 and offers free delivery. So stop by or call 697-9411. That's 697-9411.
we also specialize in hot and cold catering for corporate functions and special events.
Just ask anyone who was at my last birthday party.
Attention business owners, the next several months are going to be super busy. Why not let us take some of the burden off of you? Get the help you need from Intelligent Office in Palm Beach Gardens. Professional live receptionists to answer, screen, and forward all of your calls to you live. Why do you need a virtual assistant? No high salaries, no holidays or sick pay, no call-outs, no turnover, and no additional equipment. Call 561-472-8400 or visit intelligentoffice.com to learn more how we can help you streamline your day.
Breaking news on ESPN 106.3 is brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
This just in, we begin this hour with breaking news.
When news breaks, ESPN 106.3 has it covered.
We've had developments. ESPN 106.3 can now report.
When your vehicle breaks, St. Lucie Battery and Tire fixes it. Stay tuned to ESPN 106.3 for more breaking news. Brought to you by St. Lucie Battery and Tire.
Tina, I've been looking everywhere for you.
Hey, Colin, what's up?
How's the gym?
It's been great. I'm seeing results. My sports certified Vitacost products have made a world of difference.
Oh, same. Isn't it great? Vitacost is basically the reason I've been able to keep up with Ironman training. Everything you need is in one place for my BCAAs, protein, and electrolytes. Best part, it's all clean and free of banned substances.
Go re-up on your supplements today. Visit Vitacost.com and use code ESPN20 for 20% off. Level up your game with Vitacost.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
Close enough. Colin Russo filling in for Theo Dorsey today. Theo is called for duty. We don't know where that is. We don't know what he's doing, but he's doing something. So we're taking the reins the rest of the way. Theoretically speaking on ESPN 106.3, also on the ESPN South Florida app. Go download today on the App Store today for free. You can listen to us at Theoretically Speaking. You can listen to Russo and Rizzo. Listen to our high school coverage. Listen to all the games, Florida Panthers, home and away. You got it all in one spot on the app. Download today the ESPN South Florida app. Christian Cat was Mr. World Traveler the last, about 10 days, I would say?
Uh-huh.
And so Istanbul, Turkey, you and your significant other decided to take a little vacation. And it's a place I've never been to. So I don't have any background. I've never been to Turkey. You know, we had a teammate of ours who has also been to Turkey, but you were the first one of the content crew to go. Tell me about it. How'd that go, by the way?
It went really well. You know, we went to this place like 6 hours away from Turkey first called Cappadocia.
How do you think of that?
Cappadocia, the town stinks. Everything stinks about it except for the reason you go to the town.
Why do you go to the town?
You go to the town because they are famous for their flying of the hot air balloons.
Oh, okay.
And at every single morning at sunrise, there are between 150 and 200 air balloons that rise and fly when the sun rises in the morning. And you have these rock formations and you have this like special just occurrence every single morning. I'll pull it up on YouTube now. It's my second time in a hot air balloon, and it is an incredible experience. That was great. That's why you go there.
Do you have to commute 4 hours to go on a hot air balloon?
Yeah, it took a flight. Yeah, it took an
hour. Fly.
An hour. We flew from Miami to Istanbul, stayed in the airport, went to this town.
There's not a hot air balloon in Istanbul?
Well, this is the whole thing. I'll pull up the video.
I would
for
not
it.
get on a flight to go. I'm not getting on a flight to go on a hot air balloon. That's a mistake. I don't understand what the thought process is there. You're in like the 12th biggest city in the world. They don't have a hot air balloon on the outskirts. You can hop on, get off and down from the street. I don't know.
Listen, I rode a hot air balloon in upstate New York once. It was great. It did not compare to this. I'll put it that way.
Okay.
And like this is what it kind of looks like. You are in this unbelievable, just otherworldly rock formations, desert, but rocks, but prehistoric. And yeah.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. There's no doubt about that. These are not your videos, by the way.
This is stolen from YouTube.
Yeah, this is a drone that's, like quite a bit above. All right, yeah, it does look cool. All right, so Christian Cat, he took a flight to get on a hot air balloon in Cappadocia. All right, I've done the hot air balloon. It's a one and done for me. I actually did that south of the Atlas Mountains in the Sahara in Morocco. I agree. The scenery is great. It's a good time. It's
so we
fun.
did that there. And like the biggest thing I like in traveling is the food. I'm a really big food traveler.
Sure.
And we did Italy. It was my first time out of the country, so I kind of got spoiled there, right? It's the food that I like
Yeah,
here.
I can't say I know a ton about Turkish food.
Well, Cappadocia Turkish food, they throw it back to the olden days, which means they give you food when they don't have a lot of resources, and it sucks.
Wow.
It was really bad.
Like what?
Like just meat and rice and beans. Like it was really limited.
All right.
Whereas when you get to Turkey, the big city, they're right on the water, so they have a bunch of different dishes you got to try. But out in the middle of the country, not many resources, the food not very
You
good.
spent a night in Cappadocia.
2 nights, which is one night too many.
Jeez.
We
You went
went
to a place that's only known for hot air balloons, and you decided to do a weekend expedition there?
We didn't know.
You should have flown out after the hot air balloon was done.
You got to go there for 2 nights. And actually, maybe even, 2 nights, but your flight, because what happens is if the weather's bad, they'll cancel the hot air balloon.
Oh, so you need an insurance day.
Exactly.
Right.
So, yeah, we learned that the hard way, but once we got to Istanbul, it was really, really cool. Got a Turkish bath, which was very invasive. They rub you down.
Is it that's not an Islamic country, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, it is. So was it a hammam?
Yes.
You got a hammam. I've gotten a hammam. Yeah, it's a great time. Yeah.
Did you have a guy or a girl doing it
I
to
had
you?
2 gentlemen.
Yeah. Oh, you got you got it.
2 gentlemen. I sure did. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So tell me about that experience. Did you know that it was going to be? So for those who don't know, hammam is a Islamic massage essentially, and so what you do is you show up, and this is my experience. I'll just share mine quickly. I did it in Morocco. I was told ahead of time that all right, like you're going to get knocked around a little bit. All right. I got told that. Luckily, so you show up. And it's one of these massage environments. You're in like a little waiting room. And then there's these guys. They cover you in mud, bath, sauna, mud. Then they have these hand gripper things with like that scrub every inch of your body. And it's this whole experience. But it's like, there's a massage portion of it. There's like a scrub portion of it. There's like a bath portion of it. There's a sauna portion of it. And it's about 2-3 hours. And the people are right. You get knocked around a little bit. But I actually thought it was a fun experience. It was funny. It was a good time.
Yeah, it was. We didn't splurge for the private one either. So it was me, my longtime girlfriend, and then 2 elderly women with us in the room.
So they didn't split apart the men and the women?
No.
All right. I'm very surprised by that. Okay.
Yeah, we were all in one room.
I was with a Belgium guy, and it was not private. It was Belgium guy, me, and my buddy who I was going with. And then there was a women's counterpart section.
Yeah, and you stroll in there with just your underwear on, which is different for guys and girls, right?
So you had your underwear, or did they give you underwear?
I had my underwear.
Okay, so
I brought a change of underwear.
They gave me like garments. They're not like underwear. It's like garments, and it's quite see-through. So you're wearing like these little undergarments. You feel like a caveman. It's like one of those things. Yeah,
like
you're wearing one of those caveman undergarments.
A string and just a panel of fabric,
like a little fabric in front, a little fabric in behind, and a string connecting it all together. That was what I did.
Yeah, so I was kind of in my own world because I'm trying to give everyone their own privacy. I'm pretty much going eyes closed whenever I can possible. And I got the eyewitness account from my girlfriend where apparently they ripped the tops off the ladies. Like,
Oh, wow.
they walked in there with, like, bathing suits on, and they went, just ripped it off so they could get the full body, like, bath and whatnot. Thank goodness I did not.
Did they have a sauna?
There was a sauna. Yeah, you're kind of on this hot marble.
Did you do the mud?
There was a face mask that was given.
Okay.
Did
they do
bubble
your whole,
bath, essentially?
Did they do a mud? Did they give you mud all over your body?
No.
No, they did not.
No.
Okay. Well, I did the mud. It's good for the skin. I don't know. I'm just buying whatever they're selling.
Yeah.
And I had a sauna too, and I've never come closer to dying than in that sauna. They left me in there for much longer than I needed to be in there. Oh, it was brutal.
Other way around for me. I said, let's crank this up a little bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought they were playing a little bit, a little softball.
I was getting broiled. Oh my God, they were gonna serve me up. I was on my way out.
The thing is about this experience, this Turkish bath, the hammam. The massage room was different from the bathroom, like the room that the bath takes place in.
Spots, yeah.
The problem is you got to walk through the hotel lobby to go
so you're
in.
in a hotel. Dude, I was in some dive. You were in a hotel lobby.
A hotel lobby, and the doors cracked open, so you could see us in the street.
Oh,
of just
really?
a towel around our waist.
Wow.
Yeah, and you got to like shuffle reel through with the flip flops they gave us.
Wow, interesting.
It was a good experience. It was pretty cool.
Was it expensive?
It was.
Mine was dirt cheap. It was like $18 US, I want to say.
Whoa, really?
Yeah.
What country was this?
Morocco. So I mean,
Okay.
A powerful dollar.
Mine was $80.
Yeah, okay.
Ended up being in US dollars.
Wow. Fascinating. So the hammam, would you do another one?
No. I was happy with the
Did
price.
your girlfriend like it?
It was good. Yeah. It was a good experience
You feel
to do
better
once.
after. You feel clean after?
Yeah, I felt glistening.
Yeah,
I
you feel
felt
clean.
shiny.
You feel clean. There's no doubt about
They
that.
oil you up, man.
They sure do. Did you get a massage at the end of it?
Exactly. Yeah.
So
That's
they
the second half.
they do all their dirt and then they give you a massage.
Mhm.
Did they throw you in a shower?
No.
Oh.
That was my first ever massage, actually.
So I'm not a massage guy either. That's how they get the mud off. When I did it in Morocco, they put the mud on. The two guys are hilarious. They speak English, broken English. And the one thing about them is this must have been April 10th of 2023. And I was in there and they're giving me a massage. Are the people talking to you while you're doing this? The people that are giving the massage, so it's quiet.
It's quiet.
Oh, these guys wanted to know my life story. So we're talking with these two gentlemen. So they're like tag teaming. Like one's holding up the arm, the other one's like getting. It's very invasive, but you know, you're in the moment. Just like deal
It's like
with
a
it.
chicken factory where they're holding the legs apart and
They're
picking the feathers off.
Yes, they're preparing the turkey for Thanksgiving, and but they would always talk to me about like I would always ask them, all right, what Americans do you know? Let's get through this. All right, like I'm curious, and they know all the politicians. You know, they know Trump, they know Obama, they know all these guys. And other than that, they don't know like any Americans, which I was very surprised about, even like athletes and stuff like that. But so it was a very invasive environment in terms of them talking. And then they'd throw me in the sauna. They take me out of the sauna, more mud. They throw me back in the sauna. I'm on the brink of death. They bring me out, and then they throw you in an ice cold shower. And it was like, I felt like I was like a kid getting punished, like by like, you know, your mother when you're like, you know, she's like throwing the faucet and they're like getting you under the water. I felt like I was getting punished.
I was thinking more like a zombie movie where that's contained, where they gotta like really wipe you
that's
down.
a good way to do it. Like you just get in science class, you just like
Or maybe
contaminate
Tom
yourself.
Hanks at the end of Dr. Or Captain Phillips,
right?
Where they're hosing him down when he's all bloody at the end,
right? So it was like that, and then from there they bring you into a room to get cleaned up and do a massage. That's how they did that. It was about a 2-hour experience. Am I wrong there?
It was short. Mine was probably an hour and a half.
Hour and a half. Okay.
But you know what? There was a little bit of a delay between the bath part and the massage part where I kind of felt like I got gypped. I was like, well, that was it?
Oh, wow.
And we're sitting in this room, and eventually they motioned us over to walk across the hotel lobby with the door cracked open to go downstairs to get a massage done.
Did you do this Turkish bath experience? Did you do it off the top, or did you plan this ahead of time? Did they tell you, did you get sold it on the street and all of a sudden guys intriguing you?
We knew we were going to do it, and we ended up doing it our last day in Turkey.
Okay.
I was excited for it. It's a very different and weird thing that I combine a massage, which I've always wanted to do, never gotten a massage, and something that's of the people there in Turkey, in Istanbul.
Okay.
That was neat.
Wow. Okay. How about that? That was a little moment for us. You know, we both did.
Oh, you know what
hammam.
happened? Yes. So the salt scrubbers, right, when they're really wiping your body down.
With the gripper on the hand. It's like a glove.
So I'm a ticklish guy.
Oh.
So they start like on the chest. Okay. And I had to bite my lip because I was I was gonna giggle. It was ticklish, and I had to make sure I didn't.
You were ticklish?
Yeah. Like he was going by the armpit area too, and it was kind of funny, and I knew I was going to talk about it on the radio, but I had to really stifle my giggle because you have this real serene experience, religious experience.
Yeah.
You have
and you don't want to giggle
people
and kill the vibe. You're going to kill the vibe. Everybody's going to be like, get me out of here.
I was biting a hole in my lip, avoiding the giggles.
Interesting. I don't know. I remember it being very, it doesn't hurt, but it felt like sharp. So like you weren't necessarily getting the, yes. It's like sandpaper.
Yeah.
Yeah, you felt, it didn't hurt, but it was definitely not like comfortable to the point where you can tickle somebody.
And there was at some points in both the massage and in the Turkish bath where it would just hear across the room where they're hitting you. And sometimes I would be the first person. Like everyone had their own masseuse, their own bath person, whatever. And that's applying the techniques or whatnot. And they're just flat out hitting your body. Like I was getting beaten like a piece of meat to tenderize it. And they came in waves where eventually someone across the room would get hit and you knew that it was coming for you next.
Wow. Okay.
And yeah. But apparently my girlfriend got the worst of it, that her woman really didn't hold back.
You're smacking her around a little bit?
Yeah. I told you she ripped her bra off.
Yeah, that's what happens.
She ripped her bra and she was...
They smack you around.
They got every crevice, man.
Oh.
They did not hold back. And I actually, again, I got the easier side of things. Apparently my guy who was applying the Turkish bath was a little sheepish compared to the other ladies there.
Wow. Interesting. I remember just hearing you're going to get smacked around. You get smacked around. But like you sign up for this. You know, you walk in, you paid the money. This is part of the experience. It's also part of their culture. It's a hammam. It's an Islamic massage bath, whatever you want to call it, an appointment that you could get in some of these Muslim countries. So Turkey is one of them. I got mine in Morocco. And
do they have the call to prayer in Morocco?
What do you mean? Well, I went during Ramadan, yeah. So yeah, it was a huge religious period of time where nobody's eating. And then at night when everybody breaks fast, and they usually do it with milk, and I don't remember the exact name. And then they'd have the sirens go off in the city.
Yeah.
And then the sirens would come off in the city, and then everybody would start celebrating, and it turned into a party for the evening. But I went during that part of the year, which is in the spring.
Yeah, this was just an average Tuesday. And then I get to the country, and randomly over the loudspeakers, I hear someone praying in a language I didn't recognize.
Yeah, from the mosques.
It scared me, dude. I was like, "Are we like under attack right now?"
No.
Like, no. He was just singing a prayer or whatever.
Singing a prayer. That's it. And I'm sure they do it at dawn and dusk. And that's sort of the fun part about it. All right, we'll continue getting into that. That's interesting. And you traveled okay, and you were able to get back even with the government shutdown?
Dude, apparently I came into the country and stayed in Chicago for a night. It's where my girlfriend lives. So they're having record snowfall as we speak right now, and they had it overnight. And my flight
yesterday?
Yeah, last night into today as we speak, just getting heavy snow, like 2 inches an hour.
So that would already pose a problem if you wasn't a government shutdown and everybody's understaffed on top of that.
Yeah, I got into the U.S. really fine, really easy. Got to sneak in my sweets, didn't declare anything or whatever. But getting here today was difficult. From Chicago to Palm Beach, I took the two airports that have had the most cancellations and delays, Chicago to Atlanta to here in Palm Beach International. But I got here at 1:30 with the show starting at 2.
That's risky. I mean,
I had other flights that were canceled beforehand. Like my flight that I scheduled 2 months ago to get back here at 11 a.m. canceled.
When did that cancel? Yesterday?
It got canceled when we landed in the U.S. Yeah.
So this was an alternative Chicago to Palm Beach connection in Atlanta.
And that was my third choice. The other one, I decided to go to Fort Lauderdale, direct flight from Chicago to Fort Lauderdale, land at 9 a.m. and then take the Tri-Rail up.
That's probably what I would have done.
Too.
Yeah, that's probably what I would have done. I would have tried to find a way to do a direct flight so I don't have to deal with two different airports that are all having issues right now.
Yeah, it is an absolute madhouse. Even in the Palm Beach International Airport right now.
They have to figure it out in the next 2 weeks. They have to. You cannot get to the Thanksgiving week with this still going on.
Dude.
You can't do it. I flew today too. I was Westchester County Airport, small county regional airport, PBI, small county regional airport, and they still are having major issues. And that's not a major airport with not a lot of gates.
I really dodged a bullet. Both of my flights were delayed like an hour then a half
And
hour.
which is, honestly,
that's
I would
good.
sign up for that any day of the week.
Like, if you're listening right now and you're driving around Palm Beach County, maybe you have a flight out of PBI or Fort Lauderdale, like, I don't know, man. Just expect the worst. Plan for the worst because the worst is likely to happen.
Right.
And it stinks.
Yeah, PBI was a nightmare when I came in. I landed at PBI, a couple hours ago, 2-3 hours ago, and it was a nightmare. And it was flights going to Newark. It was flights going to New York. It was flights going to Boston, like big major airports that are getting pounded on coming in. So all these people, standing up near the gate, you're the guy leaving, so you feel good, but everybody else is waiting at their gate, like looking to get on their flight, and everybody's miserable.
Yeah,
Oh, gosh.
I don't know the ins and outs and the intricacies, but it's a staffing problem, right?
Well, it's a government shutdown, so a lot of these guys are not getting paid. So they're working pro bono, but they also need to show up and make sure. So a lot of these airlines are losing a ton of money because they not only have to cancel flights, and then they have to restaff people. I was talking to a pilot today. Luckily, I was next to a pilot at the security at Westchester County Airport, and he told me, he goes, if you're doing a major flight that they need to get not only the plane there, but it's a flight where there's a lot of commuters going back and forth, you're more likely to be okay. But hey, for example, you went Chicago to Atlanta, got delayed, and you went Atlanta to Palm Beach, not a huge flight, but also got delayed. He said if you're like a flying LaGuardia and you're going to Tulsa, Oklahoma, you're screwed. Or if you're going, Kansas City, Missouri from Boston, you're screwed. It's the major flights where there's a lot of commuter traffic that are more likely because they decide on flights to cancel because they're understaffed. It's not because the plane's not working. It's because they don't have the bodies for it.
Yeah, I got to our gate on my connection in Atlanta, and there was just nobody there.
Yeah, the bodies are light.
There was no staff there, and it was 20 minutes until we were supposed to take off.
Yeah, those people are
board.
heroes dealing with that right now at an airport. You got to feel for those people that are working TSA, working as gate agents, all that stuff.
And, you want to direct your anger somewhere, but they should be the last people that you do
They're the
direct
ones
your
showing
anger
up.
for.
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So you're just kind of sitting there pouting. You're
Yeah,
like,
some
"God."
people are still getting paid. I don't know enough about it, but I know that a lot of people are not getting paid and they're working pro bono, especially TSA. Well, that's what happens when you do the government. You cannot let this get to Thanksgiving. You can't.
If this does get to Thanksgiving, I think people should be like, I don't know, adopting their COVID mentality where it's like, you just got to stay home.
Yeah.
Like, you're just not traveling for the
Zoom
holiday,
in.
sorry.
Zoom.
Yeah.
Get on Zoom and eat with them. Sounds like this has been a really bad weekend. Sounds like if there's one thing that'll make all the politicians feel it, it's travel. So, and I had two buddies. I was in New York City for this weekend. They were flying LaGuardia to Chicago O'Hare. Flight was at 7:30 p.m. Last night, getting out of LaGuardia, which is already a nightmare time to begin with. And it got delayed to 11:30, about 2 hours out. So they didn't show up to the airport till later. They showed up to the airport. They were one of the last ones in security around 10:30. Flight gets delayed to 12. Flight gets delayed to 2:30. They're at the gate at 1:30. Flight gets delayed to 7:30 a.m. to stay overnight in the airport. They were able to get out around 8. It was about a 14-hour travel day for a 3-hour flight.
And now they are greeted with a foot to 2 feet of snow, depending on where they're driving to, because it is an absolute madhouse in that part of the country right now. The lake effect snow in northwest Indiana and northeast or southeast Illinois, whatever.
You're very fortunate that you were able to make it in today. I had two regional airports I expected to make it in, but two major airports you went through. Very, very fortunate. Christian Cat, Colin Russo, 888-760-3776, the Baptist Health Hotline. Have you traveled recently? Has it been a nightmare for you too? I'm sure everybody else has dealt with this. If you got a bad story, let us know. 888-760-3776. Theoretically speaking, we'll take a time out here on ESPN 106.3.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. This is ESPN 106.3.
Tired of being sidelined by a sports injury? Get back in the game with Baptist Health Orthopedic Care. Whether you're a professional athlete or even a weekend warrior, you can get back to doing what you love with our compassionate orthopedic team. Experience a new level of care and get back to your best. Welcome to being treated like a pro. Make an appointment today at baptisthealth.net/ortho or call 833-556-6764.
For nearly 30 years, Jay Zolo and Associates has helped local businesses harness the full power of QuickBooks. This holiday season, they're thankful for the confidence their clients place in them year after year. From setup and cleanup to troubleshooting, management, and personalized QuickBooks training, Jay Zolo brings clarity and reliability to your financial process. Jay Zolo makes QuickBooks work the way it should for the way you work. Visit jzolo.com to learn more. That's JZOLLO.com.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over.
Brought to you by FDOT.
Kaiser University's flagship campus. The 100-acre residential campus at 2600 North Military Trail in West Palm Beach extends Kaiser University's educational offerings to over 100 degrees. Kaiser University also has an athletic program with 26 national championships, including back-to-back-to-back lacrosse titles, and they just won their first ever national championship for men's tennis. Visit KUSeahawks.com for the latest on the championship flagship campus of Kaiser University.
Football season is here, and the ultimate game day headquarters is Twin Peaks. Whether it's college Saturdays or NFL Sundays, catch every kickoff, every touchdown, every Hail Mary right here at Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. From scratch-made favorites to ice-cold 29-degree draft beers, Twin Peaks is delivering all the winning plays. Looking for a stronger lineup? No one does game day like Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks, come for the game, stay for the experience.
During football season, keep your home in the win column with EDS Air Conditioning. Right now, qualified customers can score 0% interest for 60 months on a brand new AC. Hot streaks belong on the field, not in your living room. With over 800 Google reviews and a 4.8 star rating, EDS is the trusted MVP since 2006. Visit EDSIsyes.com today, kick off your game day comfort, and don't sweat the small stuff.
God knows. I am reincarnated. I was stargazing. Life goes on. I need all my babies.
Live from the Anajar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios, Theo Dorsey is theoretically speaking. Streaming live on YouTube, here's Theo Dorsey.
No Theo Dorsey. Colin Russo in for him to close out today's program, a Monday edition, November the 10th, 2025. We have Christian Cat back in town behind the glass over at the City Place Studios in downtown West Palm Beach, streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter/X at ESPN West Palm, ESPN South Florida. Christian Cat, fresh off a 10-day expedition to Istanbul, Turkey. A trip that you went on with your significant other who lives in Chicago. You had a brutal travel schedule going back. You went from Istanbul to Chicago, spent a night in Chicago. Then you did Chicago to Atlanta to PBI, and you barely made it in today. And I flew just Westchester County to PBI, and that was still 2.5-hour delay. Other than that, it was okay. But terrible travel.
Yeah, the fact that we're here right now means we have it better than like 80% of other people that travel today.
I know a lot of people. Yeah, think about it. Like half the flights have been getting canceled. Like 50%. Ooh, terrible. And I've heard a lot of stories from the broadcasters that have to go around the country to travel to different spots for
the
games.
real victims in this.
The real victims. You know, they only got to make sure they get back before the next Saturday. But nonetheless, how is the Turkish people?
Turkish people.
Were you invited? Was it inviting?
Man, I got ripped off like 3 times.
All right, well that's par for the course. You're an American in any country. They're gonna try to up the prices. What'd you get ripped off with? Food?
With a tumultuous relationship with our driver. You know,
taxis. They're gonna take you for a ride.
We got an Uber that makes you have to run a half mile away from the airport because it's a massive airport in Istanbul.
It's the biggest airport, I believe, in the world outside. It's the biggest in the world. I believe Atlanta's more busy, but it's one of the top because it's the connection between Asia and Europe.
It's massive. And there's a lot of cool things in there. Nice lounges, this, that, and the third. And I'm now like a rewards member or whatever. Have a credit card that gets me into that stuff. That was cool. But in order to get to the rideshare area, which is a journey at any airport, the directions are different everywhere.
Right.
So we make a connection with this guy. He apologizes because of how he was trying to do it the shady way, and the cops came, so he had to drive away real quick so that he didn't get a ticket for picking us up in an area that we shouldn't have been picked up at.
Oh, okay. I was going to say this is an Uber driver.
Yes.
Okay.
And they combine Uber and taxi there. Like, all the Ubers are in taxi cars. So we had to walk like almost a mile away, it feels like. And on our drive to our hotel, long flight, early flight, tired, we eventually get to on our way to our hotel. He pulls over and like, what the hell is going on here? We think he's going to get gas. He pulls right through the gas pumps, goes inside, runs inside, and picks us up some water to say sorry. To say, hey, I'm sorry for how hard it was to pick you up later. We took the water.
And then he charged you?
No.
Oh, okay.
But he charged us with our loyalty. That's how he charged us. Because he gave us our card afterwards, which makes us all feel warm
that's
and
your
fuzzy.
driver for the night.
Now we have a go-to driver that we trust. For a strange foreign country, to have someone you can trust to drive you around, it's a valuable commodity.
Yep.
This guy upcharged us so bad the last couple of times we took him. So we said, I'm sorry, Furkan. We can't take you to the airport. You are not going to be our driver. You overcharged us the last 2 times.
What gave you the sense that you're getting overcharged? You just got a feel? Did you look it up?
A feel, yeah. We tried the first couple of times it was cheaper when we paid him in cash. And then the last couple of times, nope, he upcharged us like 25%, had the meter running earlier. Oh, he kicked our butt.
So this is an Uber that did not have the price set in the app.
Right. Exactly.
Okay. Interesting.
You think when you go to someone directly, like a lot of things, if you go outside of the app, you save some money, especially when you can trust that person. So that's something you don't get in Uber.
Yeah, see, those types of you need somewhere that has the money in the app. That's what you need.
Yeah.
That's where you get screwed.
So we cut ties with him before our commute back to Istanbul airport. Got ripped off by that guy. Got ripped off by guys selling Turkish Delight. Just a dessert in the Spice Bazaar. Which is pretty much a long stretch of people selling sweets and spices and teas and all that.
Okay.
And he charged me 4 times as much as if you left the bazaar and went somewhere else to buy the same thing.
All right.
Which, that
happens.
That was a blow to the ego because know how I am very conscious about what I'm spending, how I'm spending, getting a good deal. He talked my ear off, and we made the grave mistake of saying, yeah, we flew in today from the U.S. He said, oh, shooting fish in a barrel. Uh-huh.
Where are you guys from? Turkey.
Yeah.
Really?
I had one of the restaurants or like sweets factory post a picture of me on Instagram. So I'm going to share that today. Just took a thumbs up.
Is this before or after they charged you 1.5 to
this
price?
Guy charged me right. This guy treated us right. So we got like a bunch of stuff to share with the office. I'm going to unleash it tomorrow, when Evan Cohen's back in the building. Got to make sure he gets a piece.
Wait, you smuggled it back from the United States?
Yeah.
All right. Be careful. I mean, geez.
Well, it's not like weed. Like, it's just like
I guess government shutdown. There's going to be nobody to police that anymore. You could have came back with anything. You could have came back with livestock. I mean,
Chicago Airport. Not gonna lie, there was a sniffing dog walking around while we were at baggage claim.
Those dogs are meant to find something a whole lot worse than your Turkish candy.
I thought they were gonna take my baklava.
They're looking for weapons of mass destruction.
Got away with it though.
All right,
they didn't sniff that out.
All right, interesting.
That's the closest I get to like breaking the law in that way.
Isn't that a rush?
You
have a rush.
Yeah.
It's like the old days when you snuck candy into a movie theater. You're like, wow, what a rush.
There are people that have stories about like trying to sneak weed on the airplanes and like in like a fake Arizona can and whatnot, or even worse drugs where they're just sweating as they see the drug sniffing dog walk around them. And like that's me, but with a cupcake. Like that's pretty much my example of that.
Wow.
But I made it here.
All right, so you had a successful trip. Would you ever go back to Turkey?
Nah, not really necessary.
Okay.
This world's so big,
You see a lot of Americans?
No. Which was neat. It was very cool being the only Americans there. Really, we saw a couple, if that. Had a horrible experience trying to go to a soccer game there where they pretty much flat out told us we don't want foreigners in our soccer match, even though there was that like 10% capacity. So that was bad.
So it wasn't a packed soccer match at all?
No.
And they still don't want you in there?
They put every roadblock there possible to not allow Americans.
And they still didn't want, okay. And they didn't want, and
which
what, you still like, you got tickets, I'm getting in here. Like that type of thing?
We tried for 2 hours. And we preemptively tried for 2 weeks before. But you could not get in without a Turkish phone number.
Wow.
Which they didn't tell us ahead of time, but they told us at the gate. Yeah. So that was pretty brutal. Maybe this is just one Turkish Super League club that had a...
Please, nonsense. I mean, what are you going to gatekeep a public sporting event?
I know. I was heated.
Yeah, that happens. That happens all over the world. I mean, if that happened in the United States, it burned. The cities would burn down.
I blew up on this guy because
Hey,
we
he
spent
was
2
wrong.
hours.
He should have let you in.
It's funny because I can actually quote verbatim what I said because I weirdly didn't curse at him. Maybe because I didn't want this thing to escalate.
You don't want to be a loud American.
Exactly. So I said, you know what? We're done. Your team sucks. We hate you. We hope everyone leaves. I couldn't. Yeah, I blew a top off after this guy, and I walked away. And that was our last night in Turkey. So I was like,
did you buy tickets or no? We were trying to buy tickets on site.
And you need to buy a pass to buy tickets. So we bought like 3 different passes.
They don't need you to buy passes. They made a pass that you could buy.
I know. So we paid eventually like $35 and never even bought a ticket.
All right. Wow. How about that? So you had a little bit of the discrimination, anti-American discrimination.
Dude, I felt it, man.
Wow.
But that was just that soccer club. Everyone else was pretty okay with Americans. They kind of treat Americans like any other tourist. This one guy was like, well, you're the best. And he squeezed $3 tip out of me by saying America was the best. Because it's not a tipping country. No other country is a tipping country.
No, definitely not.
Except for this one guy who knew that America was a tipping country. So he showed me my check and said...
All those places are built on their tourism culture. All right, I'm glad you had a good time. I'm glad it was safe. And thank God you made it back in one piece, especially with the travel nowadays. But we got a whole lot more to do. If you missed any of the program today, miss any of Theoretically Speaking, go listen on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, or search up Theoretically Speaking, or download the ESPN South Florida app. On the other side of things, we'll hear from myself and Mike Rizzo. We got 3 hours of Russo and Rizzo. We'll do a lot on the football slate coming right to you right now here next on ESPN 106.3.
Canes fans, it's time for the final home game of the season. This week, the